Show. It's your host, Big John, and I'm joined now by my co-host, Kinsley Keys. Welcome back to the Cotton Bowl studios, and thank you to these fine sponsors: Central Sunbelt Federal Credit Union, Kim's Nissan, Crazy 8 Vapor, Old River Road Deer Processing, Ellisville Florist and Gifts, Citrus Solution Carpet Cleaning, the Cotton Bowl, and Tomley Christmas Tree Farm. So, Kinsley, we got a new sponsor, for the studios here that we broadcast from. And I tell you what, they've got some really cool stuff in their store there at the Cotton Bowl. It's in downtown Laurel, right between Shug's cookie dough store and Trustmark Bank, the big tall bank there in downtown. Have you ever seen those guys there? Have you ever seen the quality stuff that they have to offer?
That's some pretty nice things down there. I mean, the most of the things that you really don't see at any other location. They have some really, really unique things, as I like to say. So yeah, they have some really, really nice products.
Absolutely. So, great folks and good people to deal with. I got Michelle a snowman, and she loved it. She's a snowman person. I like Santa Clauses. So what's your favorite thing about Christmas, Kinsley?
Me, I love lights.
Lights, okay. All right. Well, good deal. So those are our fine sponsors, and so we thank them very much. And Kinsley, it's a shame we're not going to have the show Saturday, but I tell you, I'll be thinking about you guys when I'm up in the mountains, okay?
Yeah, sure, John. Really?
Well, hey, are you...
It's a nice thing.
Yeah, it is. So what about... Let's before we start picking, let's talk a little NFL football. What about the New Orleans Saints and the job they've been doing?
John, all I can say, they have been on a tremendous roll, and a lot of people, they've been saying, well, they're not really playing anybody, but that when they're the feet of the St. Louis Rams or Los Angeles Rams, the Rams, really, let the world know that this team is the real deal. So they've been doing really great. Unfortunately, things didn't work out with Dez Bryant, but they just signed Brandon Marshall, who was really excited about being on the team. So just that new added dimension will be, it's like a new toy to Drew Brees. So I'm anxious to see what type of play Sean Payton draws up for Mr. Marshall. So you take, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Ben Watson. You name it. That's the whole offense is clicking. Now, I will say the defense, they do need work, but they've gotten the job done when it needs to be done. So I will give them that aspect. So they're clicking. They're rolling. They're a well-oiled machine right now. So I'm proud of them, and I hope it continues.
Absolutely. So a big shout out to them. A lot of great football games going to be played tomorrow here in the area. And to go out and see it. Do you have any game? I know you might be going to the Taylorsville and Collins game, correct?
Oh yes, I can't wait. It's going to be it's going to be a really intense game. To be honest, there's a lot of people taking it to Facebook and all types of other social media. So it's going to be a fierce robber. I tell you that. You have an unbeaten Taylorsville team, and then you have a Collins team who's only lost one game to Jefferson Davis County. So it's gonna be a good.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. So let's go ahead and start picking some games between me and you. And I hate that Big Ten Bob's not here to talk Big Ten football. I know that that he'll be listening though. So let's start off down in Hattiesburg. Southern Miss at 4-6, as Tim and I were discussing earlier. They are a 1-point dog to Louisiana Tech. Now, Kinsley, who do you like in this game?
Of course, I like USM, and honestly, I really do believe that they will make this game a competitive game. Even the last game, they dropped a close one that they actually should have pulled pulled out a victory in. But they usually play La Tech really well, so I think this one may be a close game. I'm not sure about the status of Jack Abraham just yet. I'm not really sure what Jay Hopkins is going to do with that offense as far as like the running game. But I'm going to give the edge to USM in a close one.
Okay, very good. So then we have up in Starkville, the Mississippi State Bulldogs are 6-4, coming off a tough road loss to Alabama in a game that should have been a lot closer than the score indicated. But I'm not going to get into that. The Bulldogs, they're playing an Arkansas team who is 2-8 on the season. They haven't really won much this year. Arkansas is always a tough team, but I don't think the Bulldogs are going to have a problem with them, Kinsley. The Bulldogs are a 21.5 favorite. I don't see them covering the spread. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, but that's going to probably be all.
Well, I have this game as my upset, to be honest. I mean, Arkansas is usually a pretty tough team. The state has been playing very impressive this year. So, I mean, I think Arkansas is going to pretty much keep it a close game. But I think they're going to edge it out. It may come down to a field goal, but I'm going to give the edge to Arkansas.
Well, I don't know what you're on or what kind of new medicine you've been taking. But, while Arkansas might keep it close, they're not going to win. I'll tell you that much.
Hey, you know what? You're entitled to your opinion. I understand. Say your team. But, like I said, this is my upset of the week. So.
Well, you're going to be upset when you're wrong. You hear me?
Or then again, you could be upset like you were last week, which I don't know why, because we knew what the outcome was going to be.
Well, and I picked Alabama last week, but hey, it is what it is. So All right, going on to a game that could, Ole Miss. They're not going to a bowl game. They're 5-5. They're 1-5 in the SEC. Vanderbilt is 4-6, 1-6. Derek Mason is doing a good job at Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a 2.5-point favorite. Kinsley, who do you like here?
I like Vanderbilt in this game. From what I've seen, they play some pretty good ball. I mean, even they're somewhat tough on defense. Have a pretty decent offense, and I think they're better stat overall than Ole Miss. And just like you mentioned, Ole Miss, they've been struggling this year. I mean, I think this is more like a rebuilding season for Ole Miss. So I think there's a lose away continue, and Vanderbilt's just going to pull it out.
All right, and the only other conference game in the SEC this week is Missouri, sitting at 6-4 and 2-4 in the SEC, hitting the road to Knoxville, taking on Rocky Top, who is 5-5 and 2-4. Kinsley, Missouri is the 6-point favorite, but I like Tennessee here. I like the Vols getting 6 points. So give me Rocky Top with the upset.
I think you're going to be upset in this one, John. I think Missouri's going to pull this one out.
Can't say I just don't know what you smoking or what you taking or what you drinking, because Tennessee, that they gonna win in the Smokies this weekend. Let me tell you what. You hear me?
Hey, John, the Vols hadn't been on since Alvin Kamara played.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
Okay. I think you're just a little excited about your vacation, John. I think you think about the mountains way more than you think about the college football.
Well, I'm thinking about both, but hey,
I think you kind of up there like you on the mountains, and you ain't down here in reality.
That don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter when it comes to the mountains. Okay.
It don't matter.
I understand, John, but at the end of the day, just what I tell you, John.
Well, well, you've been a little wrong. I did beat you this past week, but who's counting?
Yeah, John, who's counting?
Yeah, so let's go over to the ACC, Kinsley. How about that? So Syracuse is going to Notre Dame to South Bend, Indiana. And, no, actually, this is a home game for Notre Dame, but it's going to be played in Yankee Stadium. Good old New York, New York, the house that Ruth built. Notre Dame's favored by 10.5. I'm sure the weather conditions are going to be nice and cold and snowy. So, who do you like here?
Well, I'm going to just say it like this, John. Ain't not a damn thing Syracuse can do to win this game.
I agree with that.
I don't see Syracuse even. This won't even be a ball game.
Well, you know, the Orange have been doing a great job this year. They're 8-2. The ACC. They did lose to Clemson, but they really hadn't played nobody other than Clemson. Notre Dame has played a tough schedule, but I don't think it's really going to matter. Notre Dame by 2 touchdowns in the cold.
3 touchdowns.
Okay. And I wouldn't disagree with you there. So actually, good pick there. Now here is an interesting game. It's an ACC game now. Used to be an old Big East Conference rival. The Miami Hurricanes on the road at 5-5 and 2-4 in the conference to Virginia Tech. This is a Hokie team that's 4-5, fighting for a bowl game at 3-3. You know, Kinsley, I went with Virginia Tech. Miami's a 6.5 favorite, but I like Virginia Tech at home.
Okay, well, I like Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think it's like I said. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it'll be a close one, but I'm going to give the edge to Miami.
Well, you can give the edge to whoever, but you're gonna be wrong. But it'll be all right for you. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
No sense in getting mad.
No. Now here's the interesting game. Wisconsin at 6-4 on the road to Purdue in West Lafayette, Indiana. The high is going to be 36 Saturday there. I like Purdue here. Wisconsin's without Hornibrook, their quarterback. Purdue is a pretty good team. This year they beat Ohio State, so I like Purdue here.
Yeah, I'm Purdue all the way. They made a huge statement when they beat Ohio State. They shocked me. And, you know, you accomplish a task like that, yeah, you worthy of some recognition. So, yeah, Purdue all the way on that one.
All right, a game that's going to be played tonight over in Houston is when the Tulane Green Wave take on the Houston Cougars. Tulane is 5-5 and 4-2 in the American. Houston is 7-3 and 6-2, or 4-2. Kinsley, I like Houston in this one. I think the Cougars are going to whip all over the Green Wave.
Yeah, that's just Houston all the way in that one. Tulane won't be a competition.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So, another one is Conference USA action tonight. Florida Atlantic at 5-5 and 3-3, heading to North Texas, who is 7-3 and 3-3. North Texas playing good. They're at home. They're a 4-point favorite. I like North Texas to win by 10.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way. North Texas, yeah, they come blow this game out of the water. To be honest. Texas team, they're really making some noise this year.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go out to the Pac-12 where you have the Utah Utes going to Colorado. That should be an interesting game. Utah is a touchdown favorite. Who do you like here?
I think I like Utah in this one.
Okay.
They play, a pretty good style of football. I'm not sure really if Colorado has really arrived yet, but yeah.
Well,
I like Utah.
I believe they're going to arrive in Boulder this weekend because Colorado's going to beat Utah. They're going to upset the Utes and they're going to become bowl eligible. How about that?
Okay.
So, yeah, Colorado and the points there. So, let's go to one more in the Pac-12, then we'll wrap it up with take us a break and come back with our grievances and shout-outs USC at 5-5 and 4-4 in the Pac-12. Going to be on the road to